Hi folks, welcome into another Champion Sports Radio video blog. Along with Ryan Mueller, I'm Thomas Lee. It's an exciting time. We head to the second round of the playoffs, the area round, and we have an exciting quadruple header at Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington this Saturday. We're going to preview all four games, and we're going to start out with the Plano East Panthers taking on the Coppell Cowboys.
What a game it's going to be after the Panthers go for the two-point conversion in overtime to win it. Johnny Ringo rolling dice, and it pays off. They get it in the next round. The matchup here against the Cowboys, everybody knows Coppell loves to throw the ball. They've got some talented receivers, but the key to this ball game is going to come down to that Pesh secondary. You've got Niles Carlton at 6'4", Lindell Johnson at 6'4", Davion Henry at 6'4". There's a lot of talent in that secondary, so that matchup right there is going to be one that everybody's looking out for.
And that secondary locking up man-to-man with the Coppell receivers allows the Pesh linebacking core to stay in, bring up the safeties, try to stop the run. Cam McDaniel is awesome. Hayden Hawk is very good when he takes off to run as well. So we really think that that's the big matchup as far as that ball game is concerned. Second ball game of the day, tentatively scheduled for a 2 p.m. kickoff. Oh my, the Cedar Hill Longhorns, number one team in Texas, taking on the Marcus Marauders in a game that should last about an hour and 15 minutes because both teams love to run the ball. It's really going to come down to the offensive lines, what they are able to do, and I think we're going to have a wonderful matchup. Adam Shedd, interior guard for the Cedar Hill Longhorns, going up against Daniel Noble, the great nose guard for the Marcus Marauders. We know all about the running backs. Mid Molina for Cedar Hill, headed to A&M. Stephen Hopkins for Marcus, headed to Michigan. But the other guys on those running back committees, they are almost as good, if not as good. And so you're going to see great rushing attacks on both sides. It's going to be whoever can get a stop because both coaches are really going to want to grind it out on the ground. Could come down to Elijah Olabode, the great safety and punt returner for the Longhorns, making a big play in special teams. Third game of the day, rematch, third consecutive year, Plano Wildcats taking on the Trinity Trojans.
There's a lot of folks that think that this is a down year for Trinity because they lost to Cedar Hill, they lost to Allen in the regular season. Well, if you score 88 points in the first round of the playoffs, it's clearly not a down year for these Trojans. You talk about talented running backs. Well, you know, Tevin Williams was explosive coming into the season. He was sidelined through much of the season with injuries. Terrence Toussaint has picked up the slack. It's Trinity. They love to run the ball. They've got the backs to do it. So the good thing for Plano Wildcat fans is that you go back to last week against Duncanville, the Wildcats committed 5 turnovers. They turned the ball over 5 times, and anytime you do that, it's not very likely you're going to win. That defense for Plano held strong. They held Duncanville to just 17 total points, so Wildcat D going up against that tough Trinity running game, it should be one heck of a ball game.
It's going to be a wonderful showdown there, and the way that the Plano offense passing has done the last several games, maybe they have a little momentum here headed into the second round matchup. The nightcap may be the game of the year in the high school playoffs in 2009. The South Lake Carroll Dragons taking on the defending state champion Allen Eagles. We all remember how Carroll got the best of Allen 4 consecutive years earlier in this decade. And the Carroll Dragons are coming off a fantastic performance. 5 interceptions off of Colleyville Heritage quarterback. It's been very, very difficult for anybody to get anything going against them. Of course, that wasn't Matt Brown. That wasn't the Allen Eagles offense with that great offensive line in front of them. I think that the Eagles defense is going to have a little bit of a hard time. They've done very well against passing teams this year, but none of them as talented as the Carroll Dragons. It's going to be a wonderful game to cap off a wonderful day at Cowboys Stadium. You can listen to the first 3 ball games, Plano East Coppell. You can listen to Marcus and Cedar Hill. You can listen to Plano Trinity, all on ChampionSportsRadio.com. For Ryan Mueller, I'm Thomas Lee. We'll talk to you Saturday from Arlington.